Hi everyone, my name is Sherry Chen, and I'm currently a senior majoring in marketing and minoring in graphic design and New York City studies at Baruch College. Right now, I will be presenting my midterm project for CIS 3367 class taught by Professor Wheeler. As for my research question, I focused on global waste composition for each country and region. In my presentation, I will showcase a global snapshot of municipal solid waste produced by different countries. My raw dataset was from a global waste database at the World Bank Group. The world generates 2 billion tons of municipal solid waste every year, with at least 33% of that not managed properly in an environmentally safe manner. Most waste is currently dumped or disposed in some sort of landfill, which pollutes the environment. As you can see in this Excel spreadsheet, it is a very comprehensive and large data set with over 200 countries. It also includes a breakdown of the composition of the type of waste in percentages, as well as other information, population size, special waste, etc. So not necessarily all this information was needed for my research. Therefore, I've actually filtered and cleaned out the data to choose the most important things that I need for my research. For example, I have the country name, region, and the type of composition waste in percentages, such as food, glass, metal, other, paper, plastic. I also include the total population and the total municipal solid waste in tons per year. To further clean out this data, I also created a VLOOKUP formula where I actually turned the regional ID in the acronyms from the raw data into the region's full name. This makes this so much easier to comprehend and it's much cleaner. So now the data is looking like this. First, to start off, I created a pivot table and created two pie charts that used pivot charts to visualize and interpret my information. First, in this pie chart, I showcased the global waste percentage by region. And as you can see, Europe and Central Asia is actually producing the most plastic waste at 26%, followed by East Asia and Pacific at 25%. Third, you have Latin America and the Caribbeans at 23%. Surprisingly, North America produces only 1% of global plastic waste. Here in this second pie chart, it actually showcases the average global waste composition with a breakdown of the different types of waste. Food and organic waste is 36%. And then you have other waste, which is 16%. And this actually can include chemical, medical, or industrial waste. Third, you have paper and cardboard at 14%. This is actually an interesting insight that food is the largest component of global waste composition. Approximately 1 billion food items are being thrown to the landfill annually by American schools. In addition, further research has shown that consumers around the world may be wasting more than twice as much as they thought. In this new tab, I created a pivot table to create a clustered bar chart that shows the top 10 countries with the highest municipal solid waste in tons per year. I also created another pivot chart that shows the type of solid waste produced by each country in percentages. To give you more information about the top 10 countries with the highest municipal solid waste, you can see that the United States produces the most waste at 258 million tons per year. China and India are the next two countries that produces the most waste. Both India and China are the top two most populated countries with over 1 billion people, yet they produce less waste than USA with a population of 350 million Americans. As a nation, Americans generate more waste than any other nations in the world. In this new tab called Type of Waste by Country, I created two data visualizations that represent the same content, which is the type of solid waste produced by each country in percentages. The first clustered bar chart, I show you the top 10 countries with the different types of waste composition in percentages. You can see that there is food and organic waste, glass, metal, other, paper and cardboard, as well as plastic. I also highlighted the largest waste composition for each country in red. All the countries except for the US have food as the largest waste percentage. For example, in China, the food waste is actually 61% of the total waste in China. And in the US, paper and cardboard waste is the highest at 26.6%. Approximately 1 billion tree worth of paper is thrown away every year in the United States. Over here in this next chart, I created a stacked bar graph that highlights the type of solid waste for each country in percentages. Again, the content is the same as the chart shown before, but it gives you a different representation by comparing the countries side by side in the percentage of waste. You can also use this slicer that I created to select the country of your choice. For my last visual representation, I use pivot table to create a combo line and bar graph in order to analyze the sum of total population and the total sum of municipal solid waste. This is a more comprehensive chart that highlights two variables, the population size and the total waste production. Overall, there is a positive correlation between the waste production and the population size. Obviously, the larger the country, the more waste that it produces because there is more people. East Asia and Pacific, which includes China, and also South Asia, which includes India, encompasses the two most populated countries in the world. As for Europe and Central Asia, the total population is 904 million, with 388 million tons of waste produced every year. As for Sub-Saharan Africa, the population is 908 million, and it produces the waste of 149 million waste per year. According to my analysis, although the African region has a greater population than Europe and Central Asia, it produces less than half the waste. This may be because the region is less developed compared to Europe, and consumers in Africa has less income and purchasing power to buy various goods and services. As you can see, you can also filter using the two slicers by the Pacific region and also select the country that you want to learn more about. To conclude, I have created a dashboard that showcases all the charts and visualizations that I spoke earlier about. Overall, one of my biggest takeaway is the sheer amount of waste produced by each country, especially with the United States. Regions with the most developed countries and with the largest population size tend to produce the largest amount of waste. So the next time you are considering to litter on the floor, or if you are planning to throw out your garbage, think twice about the impact it has on the environment and where your waste will land. This waste will not go away, and the countries need to develop a solution in order to better manage the million tons of waste produced every year. Thank you so much for listening.